we're in the robotic age now.
Exactly.
I just saw a guy on television just now who had a robotic arm. He loves his arm.
Yes.
You know, it's taking the place of the, what's the proper word for it? I don't want to say fake arm, but it's
like the amputee. Prosthetics.
Prosthetics. The prosthetic. So that prosthetic arm is robotic, and it picks up. He can do whatever he wants to do with it. And he said, they asked him a question. They said, man, why did you choose a robot? He said, well, number one, it's cool.
Right, yeah.
And he said, it's just awesome to see that I can use my limbs now.
Yes.
And it's a robot. He was like, why don't you cover it? He's like, it's cool. He said, I'm amazed. He embracing it. So I was thinking to myself, bruh, do you know he probably can grams? Hello and welcome to the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Ross, and this platform was created to motivate and to inspire in hopes that you will become a better you as we navigate through the clouds of life, empowering one another. Listen, we have a very, very special guest with us on tonight. He's the founder, or should I say Day? He is the founder and CEO of Edgy Design Group, Mr. Gabe Wilson. What's happening, my brother?
Hey, man, everything's going great. Happy to be here today.
No doubt.
Yes.
Hey, man, it's an honor, man. Let me go ahead and tell you, man, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you here on today, man. We pride ourselves on getting the best of the best.
Oh, wow. I'm honored.
So I've only heard nothing but good things. Shout out to Miss Tammy Lewis, the nurse boss.
That's right. Tammy.
Yeah. Tammy's an amazing individual, and I'm so glad that she reached out and we have the opportunity. Thank you again for gracing us with your presence, man, here on the Ross Cloud Podcast.
So, my pleasure.
Yeah, man. So where you from, Gabe?
Yes. I'm originally from the Midwest, from Indiana.
Are you really?
Yes.
Okay.
And moved down to Greensboro to go to college. So
okay, got you.
Yeah, so I was going to A&T.
Aggie Pride.
That's right, Aggie Pride. Then I moved up to Michigan, was there for 10 years working in Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah, in Detroit, yes. And then I've been in Charlotte since 2010.
Okay, I love it. I love it, man. Charlotte's a great town.
I love it too.
Yeah, I love Charlotte, man. We used to live in Huntersville many years ago. Huntersville has really grown now.
It has.
Charlotte, period. It's crazy. It's like the new Mecca of North Carolina now. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're building up everywhere. Every time you look, it's new construction.
No doubt.
Right.
No doubt. So Indiana, the birthplace of basketball.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. Larry Bird. Bobby Knight. Yeah.
And then y'all got the young lady now that's up there now for the WNBA.
That's right.
She killed it, Caitlin.
Yes.
That girl's a monster, boy. She's a beast out there, man. So that's wonderful, man.
Yes.
So I know that you are a web designer, correct?
Yes.
So how'd you get your start? Let's start from the beginning, because I like to take the people on a journey. Heard about the different cities that you lived in, where you're from. So you've been mobile and moved around quite a bit.
Yes.
So when did this begin? What did you do before web design?
All right. Yeah. Excellent question.
Yeah.
So I was working in corporate America for 2 decades.
Man,
over 2 decades.
You know what, Gabe? Everybody has that story about working corporate America.
Yes.
Wow.
Now, I liked what I was doing, but I didn't love what I was doing. And so what we call it, so I was doing sales for pharmaceutical companies. So we call it the golden handcuffs, because we get paid very lucrative in that industry, and it makes it hard for you to want to leave.
No doubt.
I decided to finally walk away from that. But prior to that, I went back to college. I went back to college for web development, because that's something, I like, tinkering on the computers.
Absolutely.
And so I wanted to learn how to code and make websites from scratch.
Got you.
So that's why I started. And in 2013 is when I, went back to school. 2014 is when I started Edgy Design Group. And then just walked away from corporate and
I got you.
Kept with it.
I love it. So tell me a little bit about your experiences working designing website. What has that been like for you, man?
Yes. So that's my first love is designing websites.
Okay.
Since then, it has evolved to mobile apps, and I do a lot of AI automation type stuff now.
Got you.
But it started with websites, and it was really seeing small business owners come to me at the very beginning with just the name of their business.
I got you.
So a lot of times I would help them buy their domain name for their website, explain everything about it, what's needed to build, and then just help them bring their vision to life.
Absolutely.
That was the fun part about it. And customizing it to their needs.
Yeah. That's pretty dope, man. That had to be like real thrilling for you too, though, in the beginning.
Absolutely.
Because it's like working on a blank canvas, if you would.
You got it.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Then you're able to put your stamp of approval on it once it's done, and then to see the work afterwards. And I guess it had to be kind of thrilling to see the look on those business owners' faces, to see like, oh my God. Yeah.
And so one big thing with me is innovation. So to date, I feel since I know how to code, there's nothing that I can't do. You can envision it, I can create it because I'm coding it. So it's not a template that I'm using. I just figure out, what code is needed to make it happen.
Sure.
So, and that has stayed to be true to date.
I love it, man. I love it. How do you approach the process of understanding a client's needs and goals for their website? You touched on it a little bit, but what's your approach like?
Yes. So I have a client discovery form that I have them fill out, but it's mainly just talking with the client, getting to know what their business goals are, getting to know them as a person, and is working together to come up with the website that they're gonna love.
I love it.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna stop until they love it.
Exactly. So color schemes,
color scheme. Yes. So we start with the logo. So that's the first step, because that's gonna dictate the color scheme of the website.
Got you.
So I work with a team of 6. So it's 2 graphic designers on my team. So they do the designing of the logos.
Okay.
So then after that's finished, they come over to me, and then that's when we'll get started with the website.
I love it, man. That's pretty dope, man. What is your preferred design style of aesthetics when it comes to creating a website? You just touched on it a little bit. So you just basic off of that logo, and then you go from there. You run with it.
Yes.
I love that, man.
I also look at that industry that client is in. That's important. And also different colors is important too, because, the science behind what mood that different colors evoke from the visitors. So I look at everything, and again, going to school for it taught me all the rules, all the science behind it, and overall it's just bringing out what makes that client unique from the competitors.
I love that, man. I love it. Listen, I had an opportunity to go, and this question is kind of going to tie in with that, but I had it as I was doing my research on you, brother. When I went on Instagram and I hit your tabs, I hit your different links and everything.
Yes.
There was an article that they wrote on you, making headline news.
Okay.
And the writer was Gabe Wilson. Shout out to him. He did an amazing article on you, and I was reading that, man, and it's beautiful to see our people able to connect with folks outside of their normal everyday life thing. So when God makes room for us, he brings us before kings and queens, whatever they're a king at or queen at in the field that they work in. And you did something here recently for Mr. Lamar Rucker.
Yes.
And I hate to name drop, but I'm going to name drop. You know what I'm saying? We're going to pop off a little bit and let them know what it is, baby. Okay.
Yes.
So can you provide an example of websites you have designed in the past and explain the thought process behind those?
Yes. So it was a pleasure, meeting Lamar Rucker.
Dope actor.
Yeah, absolutely. He's in everything. He's in everything. Yeah. Can't help to turn on TV and see him.
Yeah.
And there's several, other celebrities that I work with, but
Yes, you
one
have.
that really sticks out in my mind as local, that it was probably one of my favorite websites that I did because
Okay.
so it's a local artist here in Charlotte, Whitney Austin.
Okay.
I don't know if you all are familiar. She has hundreds of thousands of followers
Wow.
on Instagram.
I love it.
But I knew her when she first started, and to see how she has grown from, working out of the house to now having galleries and
Wow.
and she has done paintings for like Cedric the Entertainer, a lot of Real Housewives,
Sure,
so
sure.
she has a celebrity following as well.
Sure.
But one thing I did with her website, it was cool that knowing how to code made it able to do this, was I asked her, I said, hey, do you have some paintings that aren't selling as much as you would like for them to? Like,
Sure, yeah.
So what I did, on her homepage, it was some movement of all her different paintings going around, but I put an algorithm in there so that the paintings that weren't selling as much showed up more often than others, and they showed up in places where the eyes go, which is typically the right side of a page.
Yes.
So putting that science behind it,
I love it.
and
Yes.
just seeing her sales boost from using, that information.
Man, that's dope, man,
Yeah.
that you were able to bring some science in with that. So which is great, because that's a great
Yeah.
segue, because I wanted to ask you about that.
Yes.
So I want to go back, and then we'll go back to the next question. When you was talking about going to school for coding.
Yes.
So that's the science part of it. Is
Yes.
correct. Now, is that difficult to learn coding?
So for me, I know you got YouTube University, so you can always learn for free. You can go on there.
Sure.
But for me, I know I do better in a structured environment because I don't want to wait to the last minute.
I'm with you.
So I need to learn every day and kind of be more structured.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was needed for me.
Sure,
But
sure.
what I went ahead and did, I wrote a book to make it easier for the next person of all of the coding languages that is needed to do what I do.
Really?
So so how to be a web developer in 90 days is what
Wow.
I put together to put it all in one book, so
Wow.
you don't have to make the mistakes that I made over the
Sure.
years.
And that can be beneficial for those who want to create games too. Am I right? Does it work hand in hand, or is that a little different?
So gaming is a little different.
Okay.
But web design and mobile apps, they go together, but gaming is a different type of coding.
Okay,
Yeah.
then. I'm glad you said that, because that's something that my son is interested in.
Yes.
He's interested in developing his own game. And I know
So much
coding is a
money in
big,
it.
yes. And I know that's a big part of coding too.
Yes.
So I'm glad you said that, because, but let me ask you something. If I was to purchase that book for anybody that wanted to
Yes.
purchase that book, could that possibly help lead him in the right direction?
Right, because to learn to code, it teaches. Because I've seen
Without divulging of too much, they got to buy the book. But
yes, and I'm okay with that, and that's
I know
something.
you are, yeah.
That's on me. I give it away for free all the
got
time.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it teaches them that discipline of what's needed to code, to practice what you just learned for that day,
Sure.
for that lesson, and because I see a lot of schools, like STEM schools, doing it earlier than college. Introducing
Sure,
kids
sure,
to it
sure.
earlier.
Okay, that's
Yes.
cool, man.
But Unity, that's what he needs to learn. That's what it's called. That's the programming language
I got
for
it.
gamers. It's
Okay.
Unity.
Say no more. I got it locked in, man. I'm tapped in on it now.
Yes.
So how do you ensure that the websites you design are user friendly and accessible to all your users?
Absolutely. So, all the websites are responsive. It can work on any phone, device, laptop, desktop, whatever.
Gotcha.
And it goes back to the coding of it.
Okay.
Just making
Understood.
sure. But nowadays you can buy a template that would do the same. But I still see a lot of websites that aren't mobile friendly though, and that shocks me in this day and age.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
most people are using their cell phone.
That's exactly right. And you can always tell too.
Right, you could always tell.
It's too big.
You got it. It's too big. You gotta
and it's a lot to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
It has you all over the place. And on your phone, you just want to have immediate access.
You right.
I want to purchase now.
Yep.
Boom. But if you got to do this and that, you be like, man, I'll just get it when I get home. And you might not even, get on your desktop at all. So you're absolutely right. Laptop, desktop. So what steps do you take to study updated? What steps do you take to stay updated with the latest web design trends and technologies, which you kind of touched on a little bit when it came to bots and AI? Could you kind of talk a little bit about that then, since we're here?
Yeah, absolutely. So, believe it or not, I'm a nerd when it comes to this technology stuff.
Hey, nerds making all the money, baby.
Hey, best believe that. But
no doubt.
But so I love researching this stuff, and really, sometimes, especially with this AI, with it moving so fast, you can get lost in it. Bruh. Yeah, and you got to stay up to date. So,
I'm telling you,
January I went to a convention out in San Francisco. It was the AI user experience. That was awesome. Just being around people who were also interested in AI, from marketers, developers, and salespeople. So it was a mixture of a crowd there. There was one that I just finished last week. It was a 5-day AI supremacy challenge with 19 Keys. I don't know if you are familiar with him, but he had
very much so.
Yeah. So he had one last week. That was top notch. He over delivered as what he. So that was great. So again, just keeping the research up. YouTube is good, but the thing with social media and YouTube, you got to know who to follow and who to believe. Yeah, because there's a lot of people out there getting bad info too.
I totally agree with you. Thank you for saying that. The one thing that I'm picking up on you is the ability to invest into yourself.
Got to.
So if you would, could you take some time to speak on the importance of investing into yourself and why you should invest in yourself as a business owner, entrepreneur, just period, for your own personal life?
Right. Sometimes I come across individuals who don't want to invest in their website, but they got to understand that's maybe the first thing that their clients or customers are going to see.
Sure.
And so you need this website to speak volumes for you.
Yeah.
So that should be something you should be investing in, because that may be the first thing that people see. So that's important. For me, I invest in equipment, a lot of, so with AI right now, I feel confident in saying I'm in a elite group, especially within the United States. There's people in other countries that are, so I'm in several clubs that I pay for to be amongst other people doing what I'm doing with this AI movement. And I mean, we're doing some stuff that you would be
moving fast.
You'd be unbelievable what was out there right now.
Oh man, I can dig it. No, I can dig it because it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Yes. And even with that, with just speaking on AI, I make sure to have that balance where I know recently there was an article in Black Enterprise where I guess the Biden administration, by the beginning of December, each federal government agency has to appoint someone to be head over the AI.
Wow.
So
I love that.
I think that's important that someone is there safeguarding to make sure, because it can get, and then, so just reading up on things and staying up to date.
Yeah, man. I love that, man. I'm glad you brought that up, man, because, banks are getting hacked. There's something huge just happened not too long ago with SECU here in North Carolina with State Employees Credit Union, where people will double, it happened to me.
Oh man,
it
I hate to hear that.
But it wasn't bad, but when I saw the double amount, I was like, wait a minute, where'd that come from?
Right.
So,
It's
you know,
scary.
you're hesitant before you move. And because I can't imagine some of those folks probably moved and was taking money out the account.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to pay that back, bro. I mean, you better call and find out what's happening.
Right. Stay on top of it.
Stay on top of it. Yeah, like you said, though. But they do need somebody there to kind of facilitate that, to make sure that stuff don't get crazy.
Yes.
Which is a great segue, another great segue of why people should be going to school for this tech industry.
Yes.
It's so valuable for us. If you don't, I mean, listen, man, they taking the jobs.
Yes.
So they're going to need somebody to work, work that. But go ahead. I know you want to speak to that a little bit.
Oh, no. Yeah, you hit it right on the head. I mean, I know a lot of people fear AI, thinking, it may take their job. And in some cases, it will. Sad to say.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, I want to encourage people to, feel empowered to harness the power of AI, like get to learn it, because we are at the beginning stages. So let's say this is stage 1 of AI. There's about 5-6 more stages to go. It's either you get on now, or you're gonna be forced to get on some years, down the road.
Yeah. I love that you said that it just keeps going, because technology is always evolving.
Yes.
I can remember when I was working as a field tech engineer. I was working as a field tech engineer for, this was before Spectrum became Spectrum.
Yes.
And we were doing contract work for like Verizon, Cricket, working under those towers, right? And I remember when we first transitioned to the fiber optical cables, right?
Yes.
But I remember before we started working, when we had to take a class, and they was talking about this right here is going to be like lightning speed, and I'm tripping because at that time we probably was at probably the 4th generation of the
of
the iPhone.
Okay, yeah.
So now, bro, we in the 14th generation of that.
Yeah.
So it's still this is the 5th generation now of. I mean, look, and it's steady going. It's 10 G's out there, 12 G's out there, bro.
Man.
So to your point, it's always evolving.
Yes.
It never stops. That was one of the things that they taught us. That's why when you said it, it sparked something to me. It hit a home run with me when you said that.
Yeah.
I said he's absolutely right. Technology will never stop.
Yes.
It will always continue to evolve.
Right.
You have to evolve in order to keep up. It's crazy now. SpaceX and what SpaceX is doing is insane.
Right.
What they got going on, right?
Unbelievable. Right.
Yeah, but it's beautiful to watch. But there's so much that has to be done to make it work. I was looking at television. I'm sort of a nerd a little bit, because I can tap into it a little bit. So they was talking about the trash in space, the amount of trash from the satellites, because SpaceX is sending them up in, throwing them up there because everybody's going to satellite. It's just easy to. Everything is so now they're trying to figure out how to get all the trash and garbage out of space.
Wow.
So to your point, they gotta create something that's gonna get up the trash out of space.
Wow.
So again, that's gonna be something else that technologists gonna have to tap into with surgeries, with everything. So this is across the board. It's gonna affect. AI is so smart till Robert Will Smith when we was.
Way back then,
back then, bro. They was telling us
exactly, and that's what I'm seeing a lot of. These movies. They're
telling you
exactly.
They're telling us we're in the robotic age now.
Exactly.
I just saw a guy on television just now who had a robotic arm. He loves his arm.
Yes.
It's taking the place of the what's the proper word for it? I don't want to say fake arm, but it's
like the amputee prosthetics.
Prosthetics. The prosthetics. So that prosthetic arm is robotic, and it picks up. He can do whatever he wants to do with it. And he said,
amazing.
He said they asked him a question. They said, "Man, why did you choose a robot? He said, well, number one, it's cool.
Right, yeah.
And he said, it's just awesome to see that I can use my limbs now.
Yes.
And it's a robot. He was like, why don't you cover it? He's like, it's cool. He said, I'm amazed.
Embracing
I didn't.
it, yeah.
He embracing it. So I was thinking to myself, bruh, do you know he probably can grab somebody at a force that's crazy?
Right.
You walk up on him if you want to.
Yeah.
He might can choke you out
real quick.
Right?
Yes.
So technology is beautiful.
Right.
Like you said, we can't be afraid to embrace it because really it's helping a lot of people,
Yes.
believe it or not. A lot of research is being done with AI and with technology till it's advancing humanity.
That's right.
And
Yes,
humans
that's
are
true.
creating it, which is, I know, right?
Yeah, and that's something else. We need. It's only so the creations is only as unbiased as the developer, the person who created it. So we need more of us.
Yeah.
Creating us in that space. Because I tell you, man, I tried an app one time. It's a app that can change your outfit. So say maybe I'm just in a t-shirt and shorts, but I want to have on a tie. And
Word.
so, but the problem with the app, it would never get my hair right. So a lot of these apps, facial recognition apps, have some challenges.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. I tried a app on TikTok, to your point, and it said, hey, you want to look like a Simpson? I think it was a Simpson app. I was like, yeah, let me see what I look like as a Simpson.
Yeah.
So I scrolled over and I said, I ain't white.
Yeah.
I want to look like a black Simpson, not a white Simpson. So you're right.
Yeah, they're having a hard
There's some
time.
Challenges in there. So you're absolutely right. It's a good thing, but those are some challenges when it comes to face recognition. So
Right.
So you're absolutely right. That's amazing, man. So look, we've had a lot of fun, but this podcast was created to help people become better. And
Yes.
sometimes the only way people can become better is knowing some challenges that you might have had. So can you describe a challenging project you have worked on and how you overcame that obstacle, if any obstacles, if you can.
Okay.
Or
Yes.
a difficult client or whatever
yes.
it was. Because we don't want folks to think that this was easy.
Right.
You just make it look good, my brother.
Thank you. Yeah, and I want to share those challenges. Yeah, so other people can be, prepared for it if they were to face it.
Come on, bro.
So the biggest one that I come across is we not only create from the ground up like websites and apps, but also if someone has a broken website or a broken app, we'll fix it. So sometimes clients come to me after, unfortunately, maybe getting burned by another developer or another company or going to some of these third party spaces where they can hire freelancers to do it for cheap. They want to do it for cheap. And not to say that, you can get some value, some things you can do.
Okay.
But sometimes, man, by the time they get to me, number one, I need to build that credibility with them so they'll trust me and know that I'm not going to do them like the developer before did.
Sure, man.
So with that, it's a lot of education.
Yeah.
I make sure they understand every step of the way. I also get them for websites and with apps, I get them their files. So let's say something, Lord forgive, happens to me, that you still have everything you need to move forward. You don't need me. And then also another thing I see with challenges is just I think it was just one time a client had a idea for a website. She wanted something like like Rihanna had on her.
Got you.
And it was, and I never did that before. But I'm like, I'm gonna figure this out.
Right.
But that was probably the most challenging. And just did some research on how to figure out how to get that code to work.
Okay, then. Gotcha.
Figured it out. But It's fun.
I got you. So you were really trying to please that client.
Always.
Sure she gets what she needs and she's happy with what she has. Because at the end of the day, you paying for it, but I need for you to be happy about it too.
Yeah.
If you ain't happy about it, tell me what I need to do to fix it.
Absolutely. That's I don't feel right if it's any other way. So you gotta leave happy.
Absolutely, man. Okay, and this is the last one. What are some of the key factors you consider when optimizing a website for search engines?
That's an excellent question, because that's probably the biggest thing that people want is for people, to be ranked high in Google or in the search engines. So now with AI, it's a lot of ways to streamline this process.
Gotcha.
But I will say this: that is the number one area that clients come to me and have been ripped off, is in search engine optimization, because it takes time. So let's say it takes about 6 months to get you at the top of Google.
Wow.
So they may pay a company, let's say $1,000 a month, but they won't know until 6 months down the road that they've been ripped off. So that's an area that I see it a lot. But things that they can do on their own: keywords. Put a lot of keywords in your content. So let's say you're a weight loss company, you want to rank high for weight loss. Well, you need a blog would be great, because you can write blog articles using those keywords.
Yeah.
So make sure to put those keywords that you want to rank high in your content. Another way, pictures that you have on your page, make sure those pictures are named properly. Don't say picture 1, picture 2, picture 3, name it what it is. So if this is a picture of somebody on the scale, weighing themselves on the scale, name it that. So weight management, again, using those keywords to name those pictures. But that's also a best practice to do anyway for like the visually impaired. The computer will read to them what those pictures are.
I love
but that's just a best practice. But it also helps with search engine optimization. Updating your website on a regular pushes you up search engine optimization, because a website that's laying dormant for years is not going to be at the, so people constantly getting traffic to the site, you updating it. Those are a few of just some easy ways to get it. Putting a video on your homepage. That helps as well. So it's little stuff like that you could do without hiring someone.
So it's similar. It sounds like it's kind of similar to hashtagging on social media. Those keywords will get you those looks. If you put that in there, then you'll end up in the searches. Even I've noticed that even when you tag music to your to the work that you're doing on social media, that music, if it has 100K on that music, that means people are listening to that over and over again.
Yes.
Or 1.5 million listeners. So it works the same way when it comes to your website.
That's right.
Keywords. Wow.
Keywords is key. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's right. Yeah, that's really what it is, man. It's the keywords.
Wow. And so AI can help with that too as well. I heard you talking about the hearing impaired. And people who can't see too. So all of that would work together. So AI could actually go ahead.
AI can write your content generation. So what AI is
I'm finna stop staying up late, because I was up late last night formulating questions.
Okay, this is what they say.
Go front. I did. I'm up late at night formulating, because I take the old school route.
Yes.
Till I didn't even, somebody else told me that, but I was like, oh man, that won't be me. But they was like, nah, it will be you.
And I'm going to tell you how it's going to be you.
Okay.
You ever use Chat GPT? Are you familiar? Okay.
I'm familiar with it, but I've always looked at it like, man, that's forgery. That ain't me.
When you find out, because what all it can do, you are going to start using it more often. They say as a business owner, you should think of Chat GPT as your personal assistant.
Okay.
Yeah. You are training Chat GPT the more you use it. It'll start to know how you think. So basically, I see a lot of people using it wrong. They'll just ask it a basic question like you would do with Google. No, you need to lay the foundation for Chat GPT. So for example, say something like, for you, I would say, I am a successful podcaster. I'm the number one. I just give it that brain, because you're training the brain of ChatGPT. So whatever. So you want it to think like you. So describe yourself. You can even type up, like maybe put your bio. You can upload your bio to ChatGPT, so it already knows you. It already knows about you. So when it starts giving you answers, it's giving you answers that are customized to you. And it keeps a memory. So say you didn't use it for a month, it's going to remember, which I talked about last month, and build on that. So for example, you could have, say a doctor puts you on a 2,000 calorie diet. You could tell ChatGPT, hey, make me a menu for the day. I only got 2,000 calories to make me a menu for the whole day, lunch, breakfast, and dinner. I mean, it does everything. It's unbelievable.
Man, if you're a criminal, boy, I hate it for you.
Yeah, man, you
don't need to put that in there.
Yeah, man.
I'm just saying.
It's unbelievable.
So I guess it's got some pros and cons to it then.
It does. And so when you think about some of the cons, again, Harvard Business Review did a study on, looking at the bad side of AI. So I like to look at, both sides and kind of, it's just to make sure, people that are using it the right way and things. But yeah, man.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
I was sitting here thinking, like, while you was talking about that, I've seen it, I've watched it or seen it on social media where this lady said, it wrote my whole book. I gave him my whole manuscript. I think I'm saying that right, the manuscript?
Yeah.
Okay. Give them their book, basically.
Yes.
Keyed it in, and it edits it, fixes, and you got a whole freaking book.
Absolutely. That's true.
I said, man, that's crazy.
Yes. What I'm big into right now are chatbots.
Yeah, talk about that a little bit, because I've always seen the chat bots as they bouncing up and down on the. Is that a chat bot?
So when you go on a website and you see that little text bubble on there where you could talk to customer support or something.
Yeah.
That's an example of a chat bot.
So it's deeper than that.
It's deeper than I can create onboarding chat bots. So for example, with somebody starting a new job, they don't have to be trained by a human. A chat bot can train them. And how that's possible is, like I said, think of a chat bot as a brain, just like ChatGPT. A chat bot is built off of ChatGPT.
Wow.
So with that being said, it can scan the internet in seconds. So any information, but since you wanted to know your business, you would just upload PDFs or Word documents. So it could be the employee handbook. It could be your website. It can read the URL of the company website. So whatever information you want to train your new hire on, just feed all that information to the chat bot.
Yeah.
So any question that new employee has, ask the chat bot. You may not be available. It might be 2 a.m. They studying, and they can just ask the chat bot that question. So yeah, because I'm working with a healthcare company. I created a chat bot for them.
Really?
And they're using it it's for nurses.
Sure.
So when the doctor's not available or the head nurse is not available, the chat bot, or maybe they too embarrassed to let the head nurse know they don't know the answer. So it's a lot of reasons or benefits to go use the chat bot, but it has all the knowledge that the doctor and the head nurse will have at your fingertips.
Man, you know what, man? I'm so glad that you are on here, man, because our kids need to know about this. Even our adults, even our young adults, even my age group that may be trying to recreate their life. Like, this is a lane you can operate in and sustain a great life and have a great life doing it. It's not over for you. If you want to work 9 to 5 in this business, you can do that and still earn a good living. But you can do even better if you work independently and do your own thing. So this is wonderful. I'm glad that you came on and you're talking about this, because this is another lane. We don't have to just be athletes. We don't have to be actors. Nothing wrong with those jobs at all. but there's just so many different things that you can operate in, and you're exposing that now.
Yes.
So this is great, Gabe. And man, listen, if don't nobody else tell you, we're going to tell you here at Ross Cloud, we're proud of you, brother.
Thank
you.
you.
We're very proud of you, and we're excited about what's next for you as you continue to evolve with the evolution of technology.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because anytime you look at an article and you reading the article and you're like, oh, he the big thing here in North Carolina, then it's like, nah, this brother worldwide. We're going to stamp it that way. This worldwide action right here.
Yes.
This technology is worldwide business.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So when I read it, I said, oh, he bigger than North Carolina, baby. We appreciate the love. Let's put some respect on that, though.
Oh, man.
Okay?
Nah, you too kind, man. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. And you doing big things here, and I really appreciate you having me on your show.
Sure, man.
And yeah, what your platform is doing for the community.
Hey, man,
thank you.
Man, you're very welcome, man.
Yes.
It's my pleasure to be able to serve my community this way, man.
Yes.
So listen, again, like I said before, the platform is created to help people become better as we navigate through the clouds of life together, empowering one another. So with that being said, I always like to have our guests say something positive to somebody out there who may be listening and may want to do what you're doing and may want to operate in this lane or just be an entrepreneur, period.
Yes.
If you could say something positive as we close out, and then tell the folks how they can follow you, how they can reach out for you for your services.
Sure.
And we'll close it out like that. Gabe, it's on you, brother.
All right. Yes, thank you. I just want the world to know that it's never too late. It's never too late to start over, to reinvent yourself. Like as I said, I was in corporate America for 23 years, working in the same industry, and I mean, I was close to retirement.
Yeah.
But I wasn't happy. I didn't love what I did. So it's never too late. Don't give up. So just find something. And I heard this a long time ago, and this is really what stood true to me is find something that you love, and even if you wasn't getting paid to do it, you would still do it.
That's right.
And that's this is it right here.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't fear Monday mornings anymore. It don't make my stomach hurt to get up Monday morning and go to work. So
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's huge. So never give up, and that's what I want the people to not forget.
I love it, man. So how can the folks follow you, man, get in contact with you for your services, man?
Absolutely. So the name of the company, again, is Edgy Design Group. The website is edgydesignGroup.com. I'm on Instagram at Edgy Design Group. And those are primary, the places to reach me.
Yeah.
Give me the phone number, but you can find all that information on the website, but I'm here for you. Yeah.
No doubt.
I'm here for you.
Hey, Gabe, thank you so much, man. This has just been great, man. I love real smooth conversation.
I had fun, man. This was awesome.
I know, right? I had fun too, man. And again, man, thank you again for gracing us with your presence, man, as we float on these clouds here at Ross Cloud. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So listen, I hope something was said to you that can help you become a better you. I'm Chris Ross. Make it a great day and keep being great. Peace.
Peace.
Today's episode of the Ross Cloud podcast is sponsored in part by GospelStationCharts.com, where you can view gospel radio station song charts and track the promotion of your song, such as view how many stations are playing your song and how often, including what day and time your song played. Check it out now. Visit GospelStationCharts.com.